Hey, groovy people. If you grew up in the 1970s, buckle up. Because we're about to take a righteous trip down memory lane. Remember when life was simple? Before the internet, before cell phones? Heck, before cable TV had more than 13 channels? Yeah, those were the days. These are 25 things only 70s kids will remember. Grab your Pop Rocks and your tube socks. It's go time. You picked up the phone. What did you hear? That's right, a dial tone. Not a ringtone, not a notification, a dial tone. This wasn't just a phone, it was a workout for your fingers. No speed dial, no caller ID, just that spinning wheel of fate. And if you messed up the last number, yep, start over. That's if your sister wasn't already on the other line talking to her best friend. And if your parents wanted to make a call, get off, kid, adults are talking. Forget Spotify and Apple Music. This was your lifeline to Casey Kasim's Top 40 and the pulsating rhythm of Donna Summer, battery-powered, static-filled bliss. You'd spend hours hunched over trying to find that sweet spot on the dial for the clearest signal. We took what we could get, and it was glorious. The best part? You could carry that thing anywhere, well, almost anywhere. Try taking that thing in the pool and it's a wrap. Forget your fancy Tony Hawk skateboards with shocks and stuff. This was a plank of wood, 4 wheels and a prayer. These skinny, hard plastic skateboards made every driveway your personal stunt zone. Knee pads? Helmets? Nah, we lived on the edge. Every scratch, every dent, every wobble told a story. Chapter 4. Tube socks, the higher the better. We didn't have fancy socks with moisture-wicking fabric. No sir. You had one choice, tube socks, the higher the better. Worn with short shorts and swagger, these were a fashion statement. And you better believe we rocked them with our Converse high tops. Who needed ankle support when you had tube socks? Chapter 5. Bell bottoms, pants with their own zip code. You think skinny jeans are a pain? Try navigating the world in pants so wide they had their own zip code. Bell bottoms, man, they were everywhere. Denim, corduroy, even polyester. The bigger the flare, the better. You practically needed a windsock to keep your balance. Chapter 6. Hair. Bigger was always better. This was the era of Farrah Fawcett and David Cassidy. Hair was everything. Giant sunglasses and feathered hair. The perfect combo for cruising down the boulevard. The guys had their wings and the ladies had their feathers. Hairspray? We practically bathed in the stuff. Chapter 7. Before smartboards and iPads, there were Filmstrips. The teacher dimmed the lights, beep, and you were transported into a world of volcanoes, the life cycle of a frog, or how to be a good citizen. It was like magic. Those little squares of film held a universe of knowledge, projected onto the classroom wall, and that satisfying ka-chunk as the teacher advanced to the next frame, pure ASMR. Chapter 8. Forget the internet, this was our Google. Weekly Reader was our window to the world, if your world revolved around current events tailored for 8-year-olds. From presidential elections to the latest scientific discoveries, it made learning kind of cool. Plus, who could resist those awesome illustrations? Chapter 9. From Scooby-Doo to Star Wars, these boxes were fashion statements, complete with that awkward thermos that never kept your soup warm. You didn't just carry your lunch in this thing, you carried your reputation. A dented lunchbox meant you were tough. A pristine one, you were either new or scared of everything. These egg-shaped wonders were like magic. They wobbled but never fell down. Witchcraft? Nah, just clever design. Weebles taught us the importance of balance, resilience, and the fact that sometimes the best toys are the simplest. Plus, you could collect them all. There was the police officer Weeble, the teacher Weeble, even a freaking astronaut Weeble. This was your intro to gaming, folks. 2 paddles, 1 pixel ball, hours of fun. Forget fancy graphics and storylines. Pong was pure, unadulterated competition. You could practically hear brains melting as players strategized their next move. It was basically Wimbledon for the digital age. Clackers, the ultimate test of coordination and pain tolerance. These acrylic balls connected by a string were basically a recipe for disaster. Hit just right, they made an explosive crack. Hit wrong? You lost a tooth, or at least got a nice welt on your knuckles. We didn't care. We clacked on because danger was our middle name. Chapter 13. Before Etsy, there were Shrinky Dinks. These magical sheets of plastic shrunk in the oven, transforming your crayon scribbles into miniature masterpieces. Draw, bake, shrink, voila, instant fridge art. It was basically alchemy for kids. And the smell? Unforgettable. Chapter 14. Forget your organic cold-pressed juices. This was the good stuff. That satisfying clink as the metal tab popped off, the rush of sugary goodness. High C in a can was a treat reserved for only the coolest kids. And those flavors? Fruit punch, poppin' pink, orange tangerine, pure liquid gold. This was the ultimate dare, the forbidden fruit of the snack world. The urban legend was real. Or so your cousin's friend's brother swore. Did it actually make your stomach explode? Probably not, but the fizzy, crackling sensation as those candy pebbles collided with your taste buds was pure 70s magic. Forget the milk. The real prize was at the bottom of the box. You didn't pour a bowl. You dug straight to the bottom, hoping to score a plastic spaceship, a decoder ring, or whatever other treasure awaited. Breakfast was just a means to an end. This was the astronaut snack that tasted like chewy chalk, but we loved it. Tang? Check. Freeze-dried ice cream? Check. We were all about that space race life, even if it meant eating food that was basically designed for zero gravity. This was the holy grail, the reason alarm clocks were invented. Bugs Bunny, Fat Albert, and the Super Friends ruled your weekend. No streaming, no replays. Miss it? Too bad. You'd wake up at the crack of dawn, eyes glued to the screen, cereal bowl in hand. It was a ritual, a sacred experience. Forget Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. PBS was where it was at. The electric company had us singing vowel sounds, and Zoom taught us how to make crafts out of dryer lint and toilet paper rolls. Educational and weirdly fun. Plus, no commercials. This was music, but with a twist. Literally. 8-track tapes were notorious for their abrupt track changes, often mid-song. Nothing like a song abruptly changing tracks mid-chorus. Ah, technology. But hey, at least you could blast your favorite tunes in your wood-paneled station wagon. Forget your rubberized surfaces and safety regulations. Metal playground equipment was the name of the game. Slides hot enough to fry an egg. Seesaws designed to eject you. Helmets? Psh, we lived for the thrill of it all. There were no cell phones, no tracking devices, no helicopter parents texting every 5 seconds. Just you, your bike, and a vague idea of where to be by sunset. Playing until the streetlights came on was, well, the ultimate freedom. Forget safety regulations and common sense. We celebrated the 4th of July like we were trying to recreate the Big Bang. Fireworks were a free-for-all, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We all knew a kid who almost lost a finger, and we still lit him anyway. Before PS5 and Xbox, there was Atari. This wood-paneled behemoth was our portal to digital worlds. Breakout, Asteroids, and of course, the legendary Space Invaders. We spent hours glued to the screen, joysticks in hand, battling pixelated aliens and dodging digital asteroids. This wasn't just a movie, it was a cultural phenomenon. Seeing Star Wars in theaters for the first time was a life-changing experience. The crawl, the lightsabers, the mind-blowing Death Star. It was pure magic, transporting us to a galaxy far, far away. We stood in lines for hours, popcorn in hand, hearts pounding with anticipation. Feeling nostalgic yet? If you remember even half of these, congrats! You officially survived the most glorious, dangerous, disco-fueled decade ever. We rode bikes without helmets, played outside until dark, and thought Tang was a gourmet beverage. The 70s were a time of innocence, adventure, and some seriously questionable fashion choices. But hey, we rocked those tube socks and bell-bottoms with pride. Smash that like button, drop a comment with your favorite 70s memory, and don't forget to subscribe for more trips back in time.